On the news, Senate advances bill to establish Federal University of Agriculture in Akwa Ibom State. Ugandan MP Patrick Opolot discusses constituency development funding and project implementation. Plus, Lagos Assembly sets up committee to probe Light Up Lagos project. Hello and welcome to Parliamentary News. I'm Joshua Okuje. Thanks for joining us. We begin with the Senate's push for more robust agricultural activities in Nigeria, given its major contribution to the nation's gross domestic product, GDP. In this regard, the Senate has passed for second reading a bill to amend the Federal Universities of Agriculture Act with a view to establishing the Federal University of Agriculture in Habak, Akwa Ibom State, to enhance research. National Assembly correspondent Lami Ali reports on these and other Senate engagements.
In the lead debate, sponsor of the bill and Senate leader Ukpeyemi Bamidele says establishments of the institution would enhance research and innovation as well as accelerate agricultural practice across the country.
Demands for agricultural products are rising rapidly due to unprecedented rise in population. Therefore, establishment of specialized universities, as contemplated by this bill, is sacrosanct.
To bring about industrialization and also to tackle the issues of economy and unemployment.
The entirety of the federal constituency contributed a lot to agriculture in the First Republic. In fact, it was from this Abak that they took the first seed from there to go and develop in Malaysia.
In another development, Senate has given 1 month to the contractor handling the renovation of the chamber to rectify all lapses or have the contract terminated following malfunction of the communication system during sitting.
We have pleaded and pleaded and pleaded. They say it is FCDA or is it FCT that is handling the renovation.
Yeah.
We don't have a say. And we are the ones to use it.
Away from plenary, the Minister of Finance, Wale Edun, and the Director General of the Securities and Exchange Commission, Emomotimi Akama, appeared before the Senate Committee on Capital Markets for interactions on the 2025 fiscal proposal, during which the committee requested approval of 10 billion naira intervention fund for the capital market to regain investor confidence.
We are advocating for that special funding to finance literacy development in the capital market, because it does appear to me that Nigerians are not aware of the enormous benefit accruing to them in the capital market. I'm not sure they're aware.
This stock exchange is very pivotal to the success of our economy, bringing investors in.
The minister used the opportunity to highlight some economic interventions of the present administration and successes recorded so far. From the National Assembly, Lami Ali, NTA News.
Still from the National Assembly, the House of Representatives has asked the Minister of Communications and the Nigerian Communications Commission (NCC) to suspend the planned increase in telecom tariffs until service delivery improves. Lawmakers at plenary argued that raising tariffs now would be unfair to Nigerians who already struggle with poor service quality. National Assembly correspondent Military Ben reports.
With the leave of Mr. Speaker,
the 50% tariff increase for telecom services recently approved by the Nigerian Communications Commission is still generating debate. Lawmakers debated the justification for an increase, with some citing erratic telecom services as reason to put the hike in tariffs on hold.
It is imperative that the telecommunication company improve on their service delivery, poor network, which Nigeria have been yearning for. How do we expect them to increase their performance, knowing that prices of virtually all the various indices have increased?
You can't be paying for something you don't enjoy. You will agree with me that services in the telecom industry right now is not at its best. In Nigeria, you have to carry more than one phone. For what reason?
This motion is referred to the Committee on
communication for further legislative action.
In a separate motion, the House urged the federal government to boost counter-terrorism efforts in Borno State to prevent further insurgent activities.
The continued terrorism attack in Haul, Askira-Uba, Chibok, and other parts of Borno State not only threaten the safety and well-being of residents, but also undermine national security.
It is high time for us to stem the insecurity in this country and bring it to a total stop.
A bill seeking a regulatory body for cases of organ harvesting, transplant, and donations passed second reading.
It's my pleasure
Speaker Tajuddin Abbas announced Isiaka Ibrahim from Ogun State as new Deputy Chief Whip of the House to replace the late Adewumi Ononuga, based on recommendation from the APC caucus. Meanwhile, the House Committee on Nigeria-China Relations received a delegation of the Nigeria-China Strategic Partnership to deepen areas of collaboration.
Mining, manufacturing, construction, and that's where we want to review in future to see Nigeria not a trade partner with China, but a developmental partner.
We also see ourselves in the next 5 years to be in a net surplus position. There's nothing Brazil is doing with China that we cannot do in Nigeria. And also leverage China's modernization policy for industrialization of Nigeria.
The Nigeria-China Strategic Partnership is driving Nigeria's socio-economic transformation by attracting Chinese investments to the country. From the National Assembly, Mitaire Ikben, NTA News.
Meanwhile, the National Assembly has reaffirmed its role as a leading example of effective legislation for good governance in Africa. This was reiterated at the opening of a capacity-building workshop on the effective utilization of constituency development funds for better representation of members of the Ugandan Parliament. Mohamed Rabiu Ali reports that the workshop was organized by the National Institute for Legislative and Democratic Studies, NILS.
Nigeria and Uganda have similarities in their parliamentary system of government. In 2024, the NILS hosted members of the opposition party of Ugandan Parliament on good governance, and now the Committee on Budget is here for exchange of ideas and knowledge sharing on utilizing constituency development funds.
In Uganda currently, there is nothing like a constituency support fund direct to the constituency. All funds are managed by executive, and they make interventions according to how the executive feels, and that causes some inequalities in some of the areas.
As you embark on this 5-day training, mine is a brief word of encouragement to take full advantage of the expertise and insights that will be shared. Let this be an opportunity for constructive dialogue, for experience sharing, and strengthening interparliamentary cooperation between Uganda and Nigeria.
The training explores the role of parliamentarians in constituency development funds management and oversight, anti-corruption measures, and accountability mechanisms in constituency development funds execution, among others.
I must, however, point out that a key component of a constituency relation is the Constituency Development Fund, which plays a crucial role in grassroots development by enabling legislatures to finance and implement community-driven projects.
The Ugandan Parliament is expected to visit their Nigerian counterpart at the National Assembly, as well as visit some constituency projects so as to improve on the overall governance of their nation. In Abuja, Mohamed Rabiu Ali, NTA News.
We are now joined by the Chairman, Budget Committee in the Ugandan Parliament, Patrick Opolot. You'll be speaking more on these developments. Nice to have you on NTA Parliamentary News.
Yes.
You were in Nigeria last year and have returned for discussions on constituency development funds. What is the key focus this time?
Thank you so much. It's true we are coming here again because we realized the Institute of Legislative and Democratic Studies is a custodian of some good practices, and we thought we could come back here after learning that Nigeria operates what is called a Constituency Development Fund. We could have gone direct to Parliament, but then would be going to discuss with the parliamentarians who could possibly be beneficiaries and who could possibly be the owners of the fund and interested parties. So we wanted an independent analysis of the same, whereby we can be given the advantages and the disadvantages of the fund and the impact it causes in the national development. So that's why we came here. And now we are progressing well in our information gathering.
Some lawmakers in Nigeria have raised concerns about the implementation of constituency project. While in Uganda, the process appears limited. Can you explain the difference?
It's a generalized budget, and it depends on the ministry and the technocrats to choose where to go. And now this one is good. They can choose their general projects which can be done, but now there are some specialized interventions which could be done in specific constituencies, where, because also the member of parliament has an agenda and a contract with the electorate, and when he's in campaigns, there are issues the electorate raises to him and he promises he will handle. Now, where he handles from is the question. He's a representative who is not supposed to handle from his personal pocket. He's not going to the house of his grandmother and say, I promised a borehole to this place, can you give it to me? So he's supposed to articulate it at the stage of budget preparation.
Thank you, MP Patrick Opolot, Chairman Budget Committee, Ugandan Parliament, for your time and insight on NTA Parliamentary News.
Thank you.
You're watching NTA Parliamentary News, reaching you from the Federal Capital Territory, Abuja. We'll be back with more reports after the break.
Are you looking for a short channel to make your business, goods and services go viral? Look no further, as NTA Parliament is your short channel. Take advantage of our wider reach and advertise your products and services on NTA Parliament DSTV channel 370, GoTV channel 126, StarTimes channel 306, and Free TV channel 706. For more inquiries, contact the Marketing Department, NTA Parliament, NTA Headquarters Area 11 Garki, Abuja, or call these numbers 080-383-40464 or 080-770-78055. NTA Parliament, strengthening Nigeria's democracy.
Welcome back. The House of Representatives has assured Nigerians of effective oversight of public procurement processes to ensure prudence and value for money in government spending. Chairman of the House Committee on Public Procurement, Onyeme Idem, stated these at a capacity building session for committee members on the public procurement law. National Assembly correspondent Mitahari Pen again tells us more.
As Nigerians await the passage of the 2025 appropriation bill, the House Committee on Public Procurement is preparing its members for the next phase of monitoring procurement processes. This capacity building workshop featured sessions on modernizing the federal procurement system, guided by the Public Procurement Act 2007. Members hope to keep abreast with global best practices that guarantee prudent expenditure of budgetary allocations for public benefit.
Achieving this requires effective procurement practices to ensure accountability and compliance. This committee has both statutory and constitutional responsibility to adopt proactive and reactive oversight mechanisms. We must continuously learn, unlearn and relearn.
We were in Kigali last year and we saw how they had the e-procurement system seamlessly. And of course, we need to start speaking to how Nigeria as a nation can start to go on electronic system and modernize our procurement system.
Where infractions and other things will be avoided, in award of contracts.
Because without proper procurement processes, the executive may not be able to realize all the aims and objectives of all these trillions of naira you can see that we are about to pass.
We are also members of various other committees. We are going to apply knowledge gained during this training to our various agencies, our various committees. So it's very apt.
When the 2025 budget is eventually passed, the budget performance will rely a lot on the effectiveness and efficiency of the procurement committee, which is leaving nothing to chance in building expertise for its assignment. From the National Assembly, Mitaire Ikben, NTA News.
As major roads and streets in Lagos continue to suffer from darkness due to dysfunctional street lights, the Lagos State House of Assembly has set up a 7-member ad hoc committee to investigate why the 2024 budgetary allocation for the Light Up Lagos project has not yielded results. These followed a plenary session where issues surrounding the project were raised on the matters of urgent public importance. Musa Toliat stands by for details.
The dysfunctional state of streetlights, which are critical road infrastructure, was raised by Honorable Lukman Oluma under matters of urgent public importance.
Section 14(2)(b) says the essence of governance is about security and welfare. Lagosians today are not enjoying the benefits of street lights. Most areas are completely not having their street lights functioning across Lagos.
Some lawmakers attribute persistent criminality in some parts of the metropolis to dark spots created by non-existence of street lights.
If there is no light, the issue of open defecations, you see people there in the streets doing whatever they want to do because of the fact that they hide under darkness to commit a lot of crimes.
Money has been allocated. We need to see what is happening. Madam Speaker, I'm pleading to you this morning. In my local government, there is no light for the last 15 years, not even street light we are talking about.
In my local government, the Fagba Bridge is yet to commence. Now, at the same spot, it has become a dark spot in Ifakojai, where people are maimed, they are robbed, they are killed every time at that Fagba, because there is still no light facility there.
Others want the state governments to explore alternative sources of energy to power street lights in the state.
I want our tertiary institutions and vocational institutions, like our College of Education, to please, some of these 24 billion naira that has been IMAN, let us have a solar training academy in our vocational institute so that we'll be able to sustain this kind of development and initiative that is being practiced around the world.
There's a need to immediately, quickly put the lights back on and award the contract as the case may be. And I also appreciate the fact that the state is looking towards solar, which is a better renewable form of energy in powering our street lights for safety.
But we must look at what is being deployed for the use of Lagosians. We must look at the sustainability, the batteries, the specification, to be sure that we are getting value for money.
The lawmaker representing Ekpe Constituency 1, Honorable Tobun Abiodun, wondered why 24 billion naira earmarked in the 2024 budget to light up Lagos has not made any impact.
Madam Speaker, I want to suggest that an ad hoc committee be set up to look into the books of those who are in charge of Light Up Lagos to see if funds were drawn, given to contractors, and they are not doing that job. If funds were allocated and we are still in darkness, then that means there's more to it.
Speaker Right Honorable Mojisola Miranda therefore set up a 7-man ad hoc committee to investigate the challenges militating against the implementation of Light Up Lagos project, despite huge budgetary allocation for it.
If we can produce transformers through Ministry of Energy, street lights, solar street lights should be the least of the things we can do. So I think everybody, all hands must be on deck in order to light up Lagos.
The Speaker subsequently appointed chairmen into 4 standing committees. Majority Leader Temitope Adewale is the chairman, Committee on Business and Rules. Chief Whip Honorable Setonji David is to chair Committee on Ethics, Protocols and Privileges, Deputy Majority Leader Adetemola Kasumo is the Chairman Legislative Compliance Committee, while Honorable Surajuddin Tijani is in charge of the Committee on House Services. In Lagos, Musa Toliat, NTA News.
In other development, the Gombe State House of Assembly has taken a significant step towards urban planning and development by adopting the report of its Committee on Housing and Urban Development. This move is expected to strengthen legislative efforts in ensuring organized and sustainable urbanization. Abbas Maikano completes the story.
Presenting the report, Chairman House Committee on Housing and Urban Development, Muhammad Tahir, revealed that the committee conducted public hearings and meetings with stakeholders to ensure the proposed bill stands the test of time. After receiving submissions and memoranda from government and non-governmental organizations, the committee made amendments to address areas of concern. The bill was subsequently passed into law after its third reading, incorporating all recommendations, amendments, and observations. In a related development, the House adopted the report of the Committee on Commerce, Industry, Tourism, Science and Technology, chaired by Daniel Yakubu. The report focused on establishing the Gombe State Investment Promotion Agency to boost investment in the state's economy.
Today mark another history to the history of our dear state, that we pass a bill promoting the investors to come and invest in the state. This is the kind of bill that could, as read on the floor of the House, is a bill that can coordinate the investors to come together to move the state forward, at the same time to come and invest in the state.
The agency aims to encourage and promote investment in key sectors such as agriculture, mining, and tourism, highlighting the state's natural attractive sites and agricultural potentials. The House adopted the report with all observations and amendments, passing it into law after third reading. In Gombe, Abbas Mekano, NTA News.
In the meantime, the Nasarawa State House of Assembly has received a nomination letter from the executive for the screening and confirmation of 16 nominees to serve as commissioners in the State Executive Council. Adams Abdulkadir reports that the Assembly also expressed concerns over the persistent gridlock at the Kokona toll gate and urged authorities to temporarily suspend the automated toll payment system to ease vehicular movement. The report.
The nomination via a letter was sent to the State House of Assembly and read on the floor of the House. During the House proceeding, 6 out of 16 nominees were former commissioner dissolved earlier this year, Friday, 3rd January 2025. Among them are the Commissioner for Finance, Monirat Abdullahi, the Commissioner for Environment, Konte Yakubu, and others who made up the list.
Honorable Yakubu Kwanta from Akwanga. 2. Honorable Umar Tanko Tunga from Awe. 3. Hajia Munirat Abdullahi Doma.
Under the matter of public importance observed by the lawmaker representing the Kokona East State constituency, Daniel Ogazi, called the attention of other lawmakers, urging the federal government to suspend automated toll payment system in Kefi, Akwanga, and Lafia Benue Highway, pending the time the system is effective and perfected in order to alleviate the suffering of Nigerians as well as to ease vehicular movement, especially gridlock experienced as a result of poor network system.
We saw a high density of traffic jam at the toll gate. A woman delivered in a Sharon bus. I am saying this with all sense of responsibility. It was taken. They were there for several hours. That woman never thought that she was going to be delivered that day, but because of the frustration that she went through, she had to deliver that day.
We are being faced with the challenges of insecurity in Nigeria. And the way things are going on in that toll gate, it may give advantage to some of the hoodlums or criminals to take advantage of the jam-packed nature of that place.
Speaker of the State House of Assembly, Danladi Jetto, urged the federal government to make provision for alternative payment for the seamless payment process.
If you don't have, there are so many of our people that don't even have ATM machine, ATM card. So what do you do to those people that are illiterate? Are you denying them of the usage of the road? So they should provide an alternative for our people. We are appealing, His Excellencies, we appeal to them. If they are not completely ready, they should suspend the system for now.
Meanwhile, a bill that also scaled second reading is a bill providing for national state policy on climate change for the mainstreaming of climate change action in national state and establishment of a climate change advisory committee. In Lafia, Adams Abdulkadri, NTA News.
Moving on to Hawker, the Anambra State House of Assembly is in mourning following the discovery of the decomposing remains of a sitting lawmaker, Justice Azuka, by security agencies. Azuka was abducted in December 2024. Let's join Daniel Ukpai for details.
The shocking and sad news of the murder of the member representing Onitsha North 1 state constituency in the Anambra State House of Assembly, the late Honorable Justice Azuka, sent cold shiver down the spine of the people. This is coming 44 days after the state legislator was kidnapped on the eve of Christmas last year. Family members and all well-wishers have prayed and made effort for his safe return until the sad news was broken.
It's rather unfortunate that before the agencies of government we apprehend them, that the honorable member is already dead. We keep saying it. He's such a huge resources. He's a huge loss to this house.
Justice Azuka was one of us, a very good guy, a very dedicated lawmaker. That this will befall him is just unthinkable.
For the second time, a sitting house member has fallen, no thanks to the security challenges which the state is grappling with. Concerned citizens say it is a wake-up call to all the security agencies in the state, including the recently inaugurated Agone Chamber security outfit.
So that was a very, very disheartening news, and it's also a call on the government and even the new security launch. It should be a wake-up call on them to double their effort.
It's always good to be preemptive, because if there were things that were supposed to be done and it was not done, the result could be very, very devastating.
As at the time of filing this report, the Police Public Relations Officer in Anambra State, Tochukwu Ikenga, declined comment on the matter because investigations are still ongoing to unravel the mysteries behind the incident.
An unusual atmosphere envelops the Anambra State House of Assembly since the sad news of the murder of the member who represents Onitsha North 2 state constituency broke. And this, many has described it as one death too many in the wake of the prevailing security challenges in Anambra State. From the Anambra State House of Assembly, Daniel Ukpai, NTA News.
That concludes Wednesday's parliamentary news. Remember, you can follow us on our social media platforms as displayed on your screen. Thanks for watching. I'm Joshua Okutoday. Bye for now.